Well, Morgan, listen, it's great to see you. You were, of course, part of that famous England side, the under-17 that won the World Cup in 2017. Incredible game. We'll get to that in a second. But what are your memories of picking up that World Cup medal in India? I mean, a place I gather you've probably never been to before.
No, so it was the first time we went there. And before the game, we could the trophy was outside as we were walking out to the thing, and I seen it, and it just blew me away. I was like, yeah, I'm having my hands on that at the end of this game, 100%. And yeah, luckily enough, we're able to lift the trophy in India.
Yeah, what a first ever visit there to the subcontinent. I mean, can you remember? I mean, I know it now. It's what, 3-4 years ago now, but can you remember any of your time there in India on this very first visit?
Yeah, it was probably one of the best experiences I've ever had. It was crazy. As soon as we landed it was Kolkata in India, I think, and fans that were waiting outside the airport. Wow, it was like you'd see fans at a game. It was crazy. Everyone was going mad, screaming, shouting, and then even at the stadiums as well. I think the Kolkata stadium holded 60,000 people, and I think every game we played there, it was all sold out and full. And it was, like I said, it was one of the best experiences I've ever had in my life.
This is interesting because in Kolkata, they love football in that part of the world. I mean, they follow the Premier League so closely. Did that level of passionate support, did it surprise you in some respects?
Yeah, massively, because us here in England, we don't really get to see what fans are like around the world, you know. So when we got there, we were just blown away with the amount of fans that were supporting. It was funny, it was because we were playing Brazil in I think it was the semi-final. Yeah, semi-final. And we scored. The whole stadium erupted. And then 5 minutes later, Brazil scored and the whole stadium erupted. So it was like, it wasn't supporting anyone. They were just there for the football, which for me, I loved it because it was just so good to see. And like I said, again, it was just a massive eye-opener.
Yeah, and I suppose the country takes on added meaning for you now because it's what happened in India that's basically put you out on the map, didn't it?
Yeah, it was like my first sort of stage where I could fully prove myself and make a name for myself, you know, and well, not just for me, for the whole team as well. I felt like it was a massive stepping stone that we all needed to push through into our career. But like I said, it was the perfect stepping stone being out in India, just embracing it all, not just the football side of it, just the whole society, how they deal with poverty and stuff like that. It was all mind blowing, and like I said, it's a real eye opener.
That's interesting, actually. I suppose, look, the obvious question, first of all, before we get into the cultural side, what are the main differences playing football in the UK, something clearly you're used to, compared to those few weeks that you were out in Kolkata?
I definitely have to say the humidity out there. It was so hard to adjust to, because we got there about 2 weeks before the tournament started, just to get used to the humidity, the temperature and the weather and stuff. And the first 5 minutes of the game, our tops were completely drenched through with sweat. It was just so hard to get used to. But I feel like as the tournament progressed, we got into it all right. Another thing, the pitches were obviously different to the UK, you know. They were hard to adjust to. But other than that, the fans were amazing, like the fans are here in the UK. So yeah, there wasn't really much of a massive difference, which we liked, to be fair, because it gave us sort of a benefit in the tournament.
Yeah. Did you get much downtime in between the games to soak up a bit of that culture?
Yeah. So after each game, we'd probably have a day off, or we'll be allowed to go and do stuff. And obviously certain people's family came over and stuff and traveled all the way to India to come and watch the games. And then, like I said, after the game, we had days off and stuff, so we could go to the shopping malls and just go and experience what life is like out there for Indian people, you know. And we did a few little appearances out there where we could go and train with some of the schools and stuff, and it was crazy. You know, we went to this I think it was a school, and literally it wasn't even grass, it was just sand and muddy hard floor, and some of the kids out there were just playing no socks on, no shoes on, just pure barefoot, And I have to tell you the truth, some of them were better than me.
But, on a serious note, I suppose that makes you feel kind of like, it just makes you realize how lucky you are.
Yeah, massively, because you see where they come from and how happy they are just to have a ball that's ripped to shreds and on a muddy floor. It really does make you appreciate life that you have here.
Yeah. And I know you fine-tune athletes. You never like to stay away too much from your protein and some veg, but did you manage to try any of the local food or not?
No, so we wasn't allowed to be fair. We took a chef out there, one of our own chefs, but it was just for health and safety reasons. We wasn't allowed to try other food just in case we got ill or something. We couldn't participate in a tournament then. So no, we would have loved to, but unfortunately we couldn't have, just for health and safety reasons.
And of course, apart from winning the tournament itself, was there one favourite part of your time in India at all?
Like I said, going to the school and just helping out around the school and just playing football with the kids. As soon as we got there, just to see a smile on their faces was wow. It made us appreciate their life and take their life in. But yeah. It was good to be fair, because we give them our shoes and boots. We took boots and football kits and that, we give them to them after the training session. So it was really nice to see, and I'm happy we did it.
I think one thing that you probably might have noticed is that India is doing all it can right now to try and put itself on the footballing map. So to host almost a FIFA accredited tournament like the World Cup under-17s is a massive, it's a massive thing, because hopefully for them it's like a stepping stone to bigger and better things. To feature in a tournament like that, which also includes players from right across the world, what is that like for you at the age of just 17 at the time?
It was mind blowing. I was more or less speechless when I was out there, because never did I think when I was growing up, I'd get the chance to play teams like Ghana, or teams all around the world. So to be able to do that at such a young age is, like I said, is a massive experience and a massive stepping stone to give you that extra step forward in your career.
Because you want that taste, don't you? For your development as a player, you want to go to different countries, probably some countries you didn't even know you would ever step foot in, and face local sides, because there's so much of a kind of the fear of the unknown. It's good just to put yourself straight in, I'm assuming.
Yeah, massively, because you hit here in the Premier League, you're playing against people from all different sorts of countries and regions and stuff. So to go to places and play different sort of teams from different countries, it gives you a realization of how they are, how they play, how physical and stuff these other players are. So it really gives you the extra experience to come back to your own hometown and club and take it on there.
Yeah. And as I mentioned, Morgan, football continues to grow in popularity in India. I mean, thanks to the work of the Premier League and the clubs as well in engaging with the supporters. So what message would you have for the fans in India watching both the Premier League and in Wolves in particular?
Just to say a massive thank you, because what they're doing, it doesn't go unseen or unappreciative, because like I said, without fans, football wouldn't be the way it is now. And to know that it's getting supported all the way around the world, not just in India, but all the way around the world, it's huge. And us footballing boys, we appreciate it so much, and we thank you for your support.
Of course, football will do well to kind of overtake cricket as the number one sport in India.
Yeah.
Was cricket ever a sport that you played while growing up?
Funnily enough, it wasn't. But when we were out in India, we tried to play it with the locals, and it was just crazy how good they were. And like I said, they were playing barefoot and with a little ball again that had all the stitches going off it. They were playing with a bat, but it was like a stick off a tree.
Wow.
And it was probably half the size of a normal bat, and they were hitting it twice as far. It was crazy.
See, but it just goes to show that you don't even need the right kind of equipment, and the love of the sport bringing kids together, that camaraderie. I mean, that is the essence of any sport, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I think the love of the support of the sport. I mean, you can do anything. We us boys here now. We'll play football with a screwed up sock if we could. So it goes to show that it's not just happening here. It's happening all around the world,
Well, listen, thank you for this insight. And, from, I suppose, the eyes of a 17-year-old, it's never really easy to try and convey the kind of the sights and the sounds of everything that you saw. But that's a great account. And I wish you very well for the rest of the season with Wolverhampton Wanderers. I know you're knocking on the door of the first team. I know you want to get more first team action under your belt. You just need to keep prodding away at Nuno, don't you?
I'm trying. But no, I'm sure my time will come soon, and I'll be ready and raring to go when it does.
Wish you well, Morgan. Thank you.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Cheers.